Okay, here we go. All right, y'all. Sorry, we are having some technical difficulty, which
With weather, too.
weather and I had my Wi-Fi on because I was backing up my phone, but you don't need to know all of that. You just want to hear the story.
Hi.
Okay, so here we are.
back.
We're going to start again for the because I'm going to delete that other one. So Sandra and I have been friends since 1980. She worked for me in the hospital, and then I had a business, and she worked for me there. And y'all all know her from Ron Hall Funeral Home.
Yeah.
And she's up there. I'm not going to say she worked for me. We worked together. We ministered together is what we did. And that's what she's doing now. She ministers. You know, there are people that work, and then there are people that minister, and Sandra, wherever she goes, ministers. But hey, Joyce, good to see you. We were in the doctor's office at the same time, and we started talking about her getting healthy. She had a lot of health problems.
Right.
At the time, had gained a lot of weight.
Gained a lot of weight.
Take it from there.
I weighed 169 pounds. At this particular time, I had weighed 185. And I had lost a few pounds. This was several years ago. Lost a few pounds down to 169. And then my weight started creeping back up. And this is when
Yeah, a year ago is when we met each other.
A year ago.
May
the 24th of 2019. It's when I ran into Nancy at the doctor's office and had a note in my hand. I was going to talk to Dr. Connor about whether or not he thought that Nancy's plan would be able to help me. And I came out of the office and saw her, and I thought, oh my goodness, this is divine providence right here, you know. So
God made a way.
He did. He made a way. And she was sitting there texting, and I thought, okay, well, the room was crowded, so I texted her, and I said, hey there. And so she looked up and saw me, and so I started talking with her, and she came over, and we started talking about, you know, I said, I'm just sick. I feel tired. I'm fat. You know, I'm just ready to get rid of this. You know, I've heard about your program, and I want you to tell me about it. And of course, the room was crowded. We really couldn't talk. And then by the time they called me back, so when I got through with the doctor and I came out, she was gone. So needless to say, I called her back that night, and we talked more about the program. And I said, sign me up. I got to do this. I've got to. I've been on numerous weight loss programs before. I know you all would be familiar with them if I called them. And some people are successful, some are not. I was to a degree, but I have never been so successful on any program as I have this. Here it is. May was a year ago, and I lost 45 pounds, and I have kept it off. I fluctuate maybe 3 or 4 pounds, but I guess that's to be expected with most people. But you know, if I eat a little bit of sugar once in a while, I don't really crave it anymore like I did. I know the next day very well my joints hurt, I feel bad, I feel sluggish. I thought, you've done it. You did it again. So I just jumped right back on my plan the next day, and within a day or so, feeling good again.
So you know what to do. You don't have to wonder, what do I need to do? How do I start over?
Right.
You know, I think what I notice with most people is, and what with me, it's like, okay, you might go on a diet, you might lose weight, but then if you ever go off of it, then you can't, 2 or 3 weeks, a month, or 6 months to get back on it, because you have to get your mind all set.
Right.
But, you know, that's what's different about this, is because you learn why you want to, it's more than just restriction. It's actually education and empowerment, and how to change your mind, and how to move food down on the priority list. Don't you think?
Yes.
That food is, you know, it's so much about, you know, what am I going to eat next? But I think in this program you learn to prioritize food, and food becomes a fuel rather than just a way to soothe yourself or whatever. Not that we don't do that now occasionally, but really it's using food for what it was meant to be. And I'm sure there are things you probably don't ever eat anymore. you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
probably donuts.
Oh,
You eat
no.
donuts?
No.
Yeah.
No.
See, those are things, I mean, because you just see that as, oh my gosh, no, I would not put that poison in my
That's
body.
right. That's right.
You know,
Candy.
and if you did, it wouldn't be 5 or 6. Like,
No.
you know, there have been times that I've eaten 3 or 4 donuts just on a rage, you know, on a binge. But if I eat a half of one now, I mean, honestly, I don't even know when I've had one. And rice and what else? Bread.
Bread.
I mean,
Yeah.
you just don't binge on bread. You don't buy a loaf of bread to make sandwiches.
No.
You know, over the next 3 or 4 days. You know, so they're just things that you put in place. Tell them about some of the illnesses, some of the diseases you had. I know you had restless leg.
I had
and
restless
a lot of
leg.
people have that.
Yes.
And
Restless leg. I had fibromyalgia.
how long before that got better?
Oh my goodness. I guess probably 3 or 4 weeks. 3 or
Yeah.
4 weeks, really. I had a problem with my legs, feeling so weak, and I called Nancy about 2 or 3 weeks after being into the program. I said, I'm still having problems with my legs. I said, if I could feel better, stronger in my legs, I would feel just great right now after only a few weeks into the program. So she actually called a doctor that she follows, and he recommended trace minerals. And I got some of that. I started taking it, and I called her in 2 days. I said, Nancy, I'm not believing this. I said, are you kidding me? 2 days. 2 days I've been taking this medicine, or this supplement,
Yeah.
not really a
Yeah.
medicine, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
I said, my legs feel great.
Yeah.
I said, can
Yeah.
it really be? She said, yes,
It can.
It can.
Well, what she's really talking about here is micronutrients.
Yes.
And I'm going to be doing a webinar coming up. So you want to get my email, or you want to keep following me, because I'm going to actually put the link. I don't actually recording it probably today, but I talk a lot about it, not a lot, but I do address micronutrients. Those are your magnesium, zinc, calcium, your vitamins that you get from food. But if you're not eating the right foods, you don't get it, and you get that from a lot of leafy greens. But even that, you need about 7 to 10 cups, and nobody's going to eat 7 to 10 cups
No,
of leafy
no.
greens a day. So that's why she's talking about taking the
Trace minerals.
trace minerals.
Right,
Yeah, from Dr. Berg. That's
Yeah.
who we get it from. I mean, I don't have any secrets. I don't sell any supplements. Every now and then I might order in bulk just to get a good discount and, you know, sell to my clients. But you know, there's no shakes involved. There's no potions. There's no pills. I do recommend supplements, and the reason I do, and there's some that I recommend, is because you can't get it from food today. I mean, the food we eat is either processed, even the organic stuff. It's just hard to get quality food, and if you eat out at all, you're not getting quality food. So
And we don't even eat out. We don't even eat
Yeah.
out anymore. And I fix food now. I look at recipes, and I look at the way I used to cook, and I think, how can I keto that? You
Right,
know,
yeah.
what can I do to
Yeah.
make this healthier for us? You know.
I had cube steak tonight with gravy. And it was keto because I use cassava flour, which is a root flour, so it does have some carbs, but nothing, and it doesn't have gluten, it doesn't have any of that. It's not made from grains. And, you know, my family loved it. They didn't know the difference. And then we had about a half of a sweet potato, and we had some mustard greens cooked in avocado oil. And you can use ham, you can use lard, you can use good fats. You know, they need to be good fats.
Real butter, real
yeah,
butter.
real butter. No more of that plastic stuff,
No,
right? Yeah.
no.
But, you know, not the first month, you're not going to have fruits because those are carbs. So we really try to get our carbs down to around 20. So we talked about before this, not talking about this, but I think there's somebody out there that wants to hear this, and or that needs to hear this. So one of the things we do is intermittent fasting, okay? And there's a right way to do that, and you have to be fat adaptive, so you don't just jump in and start fasting,
Right.
because if you do, you'll be hungry and your body's sugar adaptive, and it won't work. So you got to learn the right way. But Sandra learned the right way, and it was about 4 weeks in that you did that. Tell them about what you did.
Okay. I, starting off the fasting, I would start, say, like eating supper at 8 o'clock at night. And then the next morning, I would push my breakfast back. If you usually eat breakfast, say, at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, you would move it back to maybe 10 o'clock for brunch or work, 10 o'clock and snack.
And what was that breakfast?
It would be an egg, a piece of bacon, a piece of cheese, and some nuts. And then the next, I might do that for a couple of days, and then I would say do lunch, supper at 8 o'clock again, and then push it back till noon, and then just keep pushing it back and pushing it back. And I did this for several weeks.
Were you starving?
Several days.
Were you starving?
No, because I enjoyed Bulletproof Coffee. That's your friend. That was my friend.
Yeah.
I know some people don't like coffee, but this was my friend. I love coffee.
Yeah.
I'm a coffee addict.
Yeah.
I have to admit that.
Yeah.
But
you were putting heavy whipping cream in your coffee and MCT oil, and that's what satiates you, because those are good fats. And so if you're doing a water fast, you wouldn't do that. And there are plenty of people that just do water fast. But I'm like Sandra, I like my coffee. But I have done some 24-hour fasts with just water. And there's even dry fasts where you don't drink water, but I don't really recommend that. But, okay, so then you got to what? Tell about when you started your long fast.
My long fast, and nobody made me do this. Nobody mentioned it to me. Nobody coerced me.
I didn't even know she was
Nancy
doing
didn't
it
even
until
know it. I
after
didn't
the
even
fact.
tell
And
her.
I saw her posted in the app, and I'm like, whoa, Sandra, way to go, girl.
I started at 8 o'clock on a Thursday night, and I ate my last meal, and I thought, I'm just going to see how long I can do this, because I wasn't hungry. I was drinking my Bulletproof coffee, and I was drinking water. And I continued the next day, and I continued the next day, and I didn't eat again until Sunday at 2 o'clock, when I cooked lunch after church for me and my husband, and I ate at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
I did not feel bad at all, and let me tell you, after that, the weight just started falling off
Yeah,
me.
because she got into ketosis, and
Yes.
and you can get into ketosis. Like now, because I've been in and out of ketosis so much. If I go out of ketosis, I can get back in. In a day. I jump back up. So it's what your body is used to. So I will tell you that for people that have done the yo-yo kind of diet, which you had not really done that. You had just steadily gone up.
Yes.
You'd done the mountain climbing diet, which is what I had done. And so when I started and did the fasting, I lost the weight pretty quick. But if you've done the yo-yo thing, it is a little bit harder, but it's totally possible, because I've got plenty of people that have done it. So now you've kept this weight off now, except for 2 or 3 pounds here and there.
Yeah.
But you could fast a couple of days and drop
Yes.
it. I know
Yes.
now if I fast, like I did a 48-hour fast last week, and I lost 4 pounds. I didn't do the fast to lose weight. I did the fast to purify my body. That's what fasting is all about. It's like taking out the trash. It's like you put the trash all in your utility room for about a week, and then when you fast for 24 or 48 hours, it's like your body cleanses itself, because you're not putting any food in. Because when you put food in, food is just like burning wood out there in the yard. It's going to have ashes. And when you eat food, you're going to have free radicals in your body. But when you fast, because you're not putting any food in, your body can actually flush itself. And that's what you do. And that's why she felt so good, because she wasn't having to purify her body. It was of what she was putting in. It was purifying of what was there. Yeah. Okay. So what's your nutrition now? You just eating like 1 meal a day usually?
I eat 2.
Okay.
I have a healthy cereal that I make myself, and it is a granola type cereal with nuts.
Yeah.
Mostly, and I have that with a little whipping cream, and I thin it down with a little bit of water, because whipping cream is a little bit too thick for me for cereal.
Yeah.
So I thin it down with ice water, and I have that for breakfast. Have my Bulletproof coffee. I don't eat any lunch, and then for supper we usually have some sort of lean meat, maybe grilled pork chop or chicken thighs baked in the oven, seasoned, and we like baked sweet potato and cabbage or okra. We're not much on a lot of greens.
Yeah.
I like spinach a little bit.
Cabbage is good. It has a little more
We
carbs
really
than the
love
rest of
cabbage.
it. Now, you heard her say lean meat, and she didn't really mean that, because chicken thighs are not lean, and pork chop, unless you cut all the fat off. But eat the fat. The fat's, we need fat.
Well,
Our
we do.
brain needs
Yeah.
fat.
I guess I said that
And so-
wrong.
You don't eat chicken breast, because they actually have they actually affect your insulin. Chicken white meat affects your insulin more than dark meat. So you want to have the dark meat. So I'm just trying to sit here and think, what else is there out there that would help somebody? What do you think? Is there something else that?
Just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, honest to goodness, please. I mean, someone asked me today, how in the world did you lose all that weight? And she said, did you do Nancy's plan? I said, yeah, I did.
Yeah, and
I
she
really
did
did,
it.
you
She
know?
did it. And everybody that does it, it works. I've never had anybody do it that it doesn't work. And I offer a money back guarantee, but honestly, everybody that's done it says they save the money they spend on the program on the food. Well, here's a perfect example, and I know we're just muttering on, but if you're on here and you're interested, you're liking this information, okay? If so that's why I'm talking about it. So this week, my daughter has moved back home from Denver, and it's a little bit different. Plus, I've been working on this webinar I'm doing. So normally I cook every night, or at least I cook once, and we eat like 3 times off of it, like meatloaf, or I'll cook a keto hamburger casserole, or I'll cook a chicken dish, and we'll eat it at least twice. But now I got another mouth in here, so it goes away. But the other night we got Zaxby's. That was 2 salads, and she got a snack meal. She's 5'10" and skinny as a rail, but so it was $32. I could have bought enough for 4 healthy meals off of that, and it it was okay, but I'm like, was it really quality food? I mean, it certainly wasn't organic chicken or the. And then tonight, so I go back there to her tonight, and I'm like, okay, so we're going off tomorrow. I said, let's just pick up something tonight. I said, I'm not really hungry. I ate a salad for lunch. You just get you and Daddy something. And that we sat there talking about what they would get. And she's like, well, I don't want that, and I don't want that, and I don't want that, and I don't want that. And I'm like, I'm going in there to cook. So I went in and I cooked the cube steak, which I had. I cooked a bag of mustard greens, and I cooked some sweet potatoes in the Instant Pot. And in 15 minutes, 20 minutes, it was done. And I've got leftovers for another meal, and it wasn't $30. And it's healthy. I mean, I feel good about that.
Right.
If we had gone and gotten, I mean, there's some good Mexican places. There's stuff. I wouldn't have felt good about that. I really wouldn't, because that's just not what we do. We eat good, wholesome food, meat and vegetables, and now we have a lot of keto recipes, which I don't know if you got access to this because you're not in this challenge, but it's a Google document. If you're in my challenge, you get access to it, and people in the program are adding recipes to it all the time. So like yesterday, Leah Sturdivant added a keto beef stroganoff. And, so it's beef, and I'm sure it's sour cream and onions or whatever,
But no noodles.
But no noodles.
Right.
I think they had it over spaghetti squash.
Spaghetti, yes.
So, anyway, if you have questions or you want to talk to me about it, just message me. I'd love to get on the phone. Sandra will tell you, I'm a text away. I love helping people. I love, this is really about you getting your life back.
It really
which is what you did.
It is.
You got your life back.
I did. I've never been so happy in my life about my weight.
Yeah.
Really.
And how you feel.
And that absolutely how I feel.
Well, how was your A1C before you started? Do you know?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I know one
I'm
of my
not diabetic, so I don't,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you were headed that way. Anybody that was that has fat around the middle, they are. One of my clients, hers was 11.4, and now it's 4 point something. That's life changing. And so if you've got friends or family that are diabetic, or that are pre-diabetic or having issues, please tell them to call me. It doesn't cost anything for us to talk. I'll give you some information. Go to my YouTube channel, Dr. Nancy Stanley. In fact, just today I was watching one of my videos from June 19th, or it was a while back, and I thought, that was good. That was a lot of good information.
It is good. It is good.
Because I do a lot of research, and nothing about me, but there's just a lot of information out there. And in this webinar, I'm going to be teaching you why you have the fat around the middle, and I'm going to be teaching you why you have the cravings. And once you learn how and why you got it, then you'll know how to get rid of it. And the other thing I'm going to be doing, I got 6 points I'm covering that. I'm going to be talking about how to lower your blood pressure naturally without medication, and it's not decreasing salt. And the other one is how to lower, what is LDL, and and it may not be bad for you, okay? It may not be bad. And so there's some new information out about that, which is going to literally change everything about the way doctors are prescribing statin drugs. And the other thing is I'm going to talk about brain health, and I'm going to teach you some things about brain health that you're going to be very interested in. A lot of, they hadn't been doing research on women's brains up until recently because they didn't do research on women because of the possibility of pregnancy, so they didn't expose them to radiation. But now they're realizing that they need to research women's brains, and I'm following several doctors, actually about 10, that are constantly posting on Instagram and Facebook. Not anything probably that you'd want to follow, but I think I can pull the information and funnel it down to you and just let you know that it really is about stress, sleep, good nutrition, and exercise. And so, and a few more things too. I probably didn't cover them all.
Getting sleep is key too. It
Yeah,
really
you're sleeping
is.
now.
Oh yes, getting
Yeah.
sleep is really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Did you-
started going to sleep at 10 instead
Right.
of 11, 12 o'clock, and getting up at 5:15 every morning.
Yeah.
And that made a big difference.
Yeah. Well, that's
Big
when our
difference.
body rejuvenates itself, and to rob our body of that chance of healing is really going against ourselves. You know, I like to say it doesn't serve you. I
Right.
mean, and if you're like me, most of that time that I'm up past 10, I'm piddling. You know, I'm either on Facebook or I'm doing something. I just need to go to bed. Just go to bed. And so
And
I
one
did that
other
same.
key thing too for me is that I've never liked water, and now I need water. I want water, and water is a lifesaver.
Yeah.
Water really is a lifesaver, and I can tell I get dehydrated if I don't drink enough of it now.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that's because you're in ketosis. Because what the ketones do is it makes your kidneys dump out what you were holding before. That's why blood pressure goes up. And once you get into ketosis, your blood pressure is going to drop. In fact, one of my clients said, I felt so bad. I was so weak. And she said, and she took her blood pressure, and it was below normal. And she was on a blood pressure medicine. So she came off the blood pressure medicine. She's like, now I feel good. So, yeah. Okay, I think we covered most of it. So thank you, Sandra. And
Thank you for having me.
yeah, somebody out there needed this, and it's going to change
I hope so.
somebody's life. It definitely.
Just
No-
do it.
no
It
problem.
really does work, and you'll be serving yourself very
Yeah.
well.
90 days
Very
from now,
well.
you could lose 25, 30 pounds. Think about that. How you would feel, and even Thanksgiving, go into Thanksgiving and people saying, "What have you done?" Like they say, how does that feel when people say to you?
I know.
Another funny thing, we could just go on forever. I'm a little taller. I'm 5'3". I gave her my clothes that were too little for me, and then she gave them back to me because they got too big for her. We cycled them around. Yeah, so that was fun. I had a whole wardrobe of stuff that, you know how you hang on to it, and I thought, I need to, and I thought I can give this to Sandra because she's lost all this weight. Yeah.
I lost a lot. I weighed 120 pounds when I got married 54 years ago.
Yeah.
And I put a little bit back on because a lot of people were telling me, you're too skinny.
They're just jealous.
So I know they were just jealous, you know. But my goal weight was 130, and that's where I am. And I'm very happy with that.
That's a perfect weight
Very
for
happy
you.
with
That's a
it.
perfect weight. Okay, well, thanks for joining us. Hey, Dolores. Let's see who else is on here. Cecilia, hey, girl, how are you? Renee, hey, Renee. Uh-oh. I'm going to cancel. It was asking me if I wanted to bring you on. All right. If you have questions or whatever, just let me know. And we'll see you tomorrow. I've got another interview I'm doing in the morning. And this girl is so excited about her weight loss. So I can't wait to talk to her. Thank you, Sandra.
Thank y'all.
Bye-bye.